What does it take to start a garden? And many people, Holly, might think, oh, just some dirt and a shovel. But there's more to this than just some dirt and a shovel.
That's correct. But you also don't necessarily even need ground
Right.
or a backyard or a front yard or a side yard or
Or any kind of yard.
any kind of yard. Exactly. But you don't even need that. So you can do indoor growing. And this is something that can be done year round, whether it be a window garden, a 3 or 4 season porch, or use a grow light like a Happy Leaf LED.
Now, the only disclaimer that would be needed to be inserted here is if you're going to grow year-round indoors, you would need to figure out the type of the light duration for the plant or plants in which you're trying to grow. Some of them are day neutral, which means it doesn't matter how much light they get. I mean, 6 hours or 8 hours, they're going to do fine, kind of like a tomato. However, onions are daylight sensitive, meaning they require a certain amount of daylight at certain parts of their growing cycle in order to bulb correctly. And that's why we have short day, long day, and neutral day onion varieties. And they are grown in different parts of the United States based on the daylight during the summer months. So that's the only disclaimer would be growing indoors. And there are people that do this very successfully, grow herbs. One of the most costly things you can get at the grocery store in very large quantities indoors without any issue whatsoever. So let's talk about, so people don't have to have a yard.
No.
But if you have a yard, it can be, to some degree, a little easier. Maybe, maybe not. Depends on what your goals are into gardening.
Right. So one thing I think would be best to say is that accept that you are going to have failures.
Going to kill at least 1,000 plants.
Exactly. You might want to try, experiment, be creative, what have you. But either way, if this is your first year gardening, you want to start small. You might have a neighbor who has a huge garden, and you're like, I want to be just like him.
No,
But
you don't.
You will feel so frustrated. So you want to start small, whether it be like 2 raised beds or just like a small plot, whatever. But you want to start small.
They always say the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. However, they never disclose to you how much higher their water bill is because they kept watering that grass over and over again to keep it green.
Right.
A lot of work.
Or maybe they have more experience keeping their grass green.
Right. But, 2 4x4 foot raised beds or even 2 4x4 foot plots in the backyard, that's 32 square feet. Now, for some people, they may think, 32 square feet isn't very much. You can still produce quite a bit in 32 square feet. Now, obviously, mathematics is, it's in the numbers. If you have 3,200 square feet, you're going to grow substantially more, but there's a substantial more work and weeding and maintenance and soil prep and plant taken care of and all that. Start small, understand what you're growing, and then expand outward to a larger and more diverse garden in the years to come.
Right. And that's one thing is that you definitely need to start small and realize that it is something that you are going to learn along the way. And then you want to decide what you'd like to grow.
I want to grow okra. I don't like okra. I want to grow okra. Why do you want to grow okra? I don't know. We've had people at talks back when we used to be able to give garden talks. They would say, I want to learn how do I grow this? Well, do you like eating this? Not really. Well, why do you want to grow this? I don't know.
And I think that's another thing is that people get excited. Maybe they go to the garden center. They see those seedlings.
They see it on TV.
They see it on TV.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. They see, whoever. Maybe it was somebody in their family that grew phenomenal XYZ, but they hated that thing like okra, but they feel compelled to grow it. So grow what you know you're going to enjoy and eat.
Also grow what you do your research and find out here and make a list. Here's the things I like to eat. Then figure out if those things can be grown in your geographical area. Yeah, I like bananas, but can't grow bananas in Zone 4 in Minneapolis. That type of thing. So you want to be very aware of what you can and can't grow. Now, that doesn't say that you can't, what is called push the boundaries and grow a tropical or subtropical plant
I mean, technically, growing tomatoes in
any place
any
besides
place besides maybe like Texas or Florida or whatever is pushing the boundaries.
peppers are a tropical plant too. So
Right.
keep that in mind.
So, but it's so common. So, like, just like we grow yacons.
Right, and we'll get into that. Choose your location. Are you planting in a raised bed, in the ground, in the side yard, in the front yard? Where is this garden going to be? Are you going to do it in the ground? Are you going to construct raised beds? Are you going to get grow bags from rootmaker.com and use coupon code radio21 to save you 15% on your entire purchase? What is the end game? What is the end goal? And then work your way back. I want to grow 25 beautiful tomatoes. Okay, so that's the goal. Then you step yourself back and go, how do I achieve this? What do I need to do? Back, all the way to putting the plants in the ground.
And it's okay if what your plan is to get starts from the garden center. There's no shame in that. Not everybody is
we
like
still
us.
do it.
Right. And now everybody is like us and has the resources, time, patience, whatever, space to start seeds. Or maybe you have a dog that eats every plant in your house, or a cat that eats every plant in your house, or a small child that eats every plant in your house, and it might just be better for you to save yourself the headache and go to the garden center and get your starts.
Right. And then now with all that said, we want to invest in basic tools, but good quality tools. Yeah, you can go to the dollar store and get a trowel or a little tiny shovel for $1. Or you could go to the garden center and buy a similar trowel or garden shovel for $15.
Now, one tip I want to provide there is that when you're looking at the garden tools, if the metal goes into the handle and kind of goes through the handle,
forged in
like
one piece,
one piece forged metal with a rubber or whatever handle around it, that's going to save you money overall. It's an investment perhaps up front, but overall it's less likely to break.
Because if you go to the dollar store and buy that dollar tool, you know why it's $1, because it's El Cheapo. You bought it on sale. And if you do any aggressive digging whatsoever, you may be buying another dollar tool in a couple of weeks or several over the course of the year. And before you know it, you've already spent that $15. You would have just been better off buying that better quality tool for $15 or $16 than continue to rebuy that junk tool, which in turn, if you're an environmentalist, you're causing problems for them. You're driving to the store, getting a new tool. You're buying more product. You're throwing more product away if you really want to get into that kind of outset or outline of that. So once we've got a good tool or tools and we know where we're going to plant, if we're planting in containers, not a big deal. We don't have to do this next step, but we want to call Diggers Hotline for any other type of digging, even if we're doing raised beds, so you know what's under the ground. It's a free service. You call 72 business hours prior to your job open, in the backyard, and they will mark the utilities underground and let you know what can and can't be dug or planted.
And it's a free service. I don't know. Sorry if you said that. Yeah, it's a free service, and yeah, so that's one thing you want to do. And sometimes, if this is your second year growing and you want to experiment with something, we've done that. We've grown chickpeas, yacons, acas. I totally forgot about the acas, but we grew acas. So yeah, that's something fun you can do as well. Maybe you have a neighbor who is a newer grower like you, and maybe you grow something different, and then you can exchange, whatever. So that's what it takes to start a garden.
So it's a lot more than just getting a shovel and digging in the ground. There's a lot of factors, just like anything in hobbies or careers. There's a lot of things that are under the umbrella that you can't see the trees by the forest from the trees, because there's so many things. And we're always here. That's what this program is for, and that's why we leave our communication lines open all the time, is so you can reach out when you have questions. And there's no such thing as a dumb question, because if you've got a question, you obviously want to be successful. We want to see you be successful, and there's no shame in asking a question that you may think is silly, but you don't know the answer. So you have every right to ask that question, no matter what level that you feel it's silly or I should know this or common sense. Send it on over, gardentalkradio@gmail.com, and we can help you either provide you a video or a resource of trusted means in order to get you the success in which we want you to see. Also, the success for the gardeners, we like to grow vegetables, but also what about the meat? Walton's Incorporated has everything but the meat, and they have a bunch of great quality equipment.
Right. So if you go to meatgistics.com, you can learn all about the hows and whys of meat processing, as well as they have over 15,000 users, which will help you with the meat processing technique issues, what have you.
Whether you're making jerky, whether you're making little smokies, whether you make summer sausage or anything in between, they've got the seasoning, they've got the casings, they have the tools in order to do the job right the first time and to do it safely so it can be done properly and the way it should be done, so you don't have to worry about cutting corners.
Right. And everything besides meatgistics.com, if you go to waltonsinc.com, they have different seasoning. They have different products to help.
We've been working through their seasoning, and it's phenomenal. Yeah, absolutely great.
I mean, just even stuff to sprinkle on your potatoes or vegetables, whatever.
Right.
All sorts of great stuff.
WaltonsInc.com is where your destination is there for everything but the meat. Hey there, gardeners. Thanks for checking out this segment of the Gardening with Joey and Holly radio show. If you like what you've seen, you can search through the channel and find full in-studio videos of the entire show. If you want to go another route, you can search for it on your favorite podcast platform by searching the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show or the Gardening with Joey and Holly radio show, and you can download it and take it with you. You can check out all past seasons at our website, thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com, under the radio tabs at the top of the page. We thank you for joining us. We hope you've learned and enjoyed the show, the segment, and we'll see you next time.